Finally tonight, a story we think you have to see to believe. It turns out that common things that you run across every day can leak electricity and deliver a powerful, even deadly shock. It happens when old wiring comes in contact with lampposts or manhole covers, for example. What really surprised us is how often it happens. Sharyl Attkisson has been investigating.
Get out of the truck and look around.
Dave Kalakaitis is a kind of electric detective.
This is an electric field sensor, which is a scientific instrument.
His company, Power Survey, uses a high-tech truck to find contact voltage hazards. Kalakaitis is helping us see if there are any here in Jacksonville, Florida, a city he'd never tested before.
That's a strong signal.
A voltmeter confirms something's wrong.
So I'm looking at 119 volts here. That's the same voltage you find in a wall socket in your house.
A simple touch with grounded metal confirms the risk.
It makes quite a spark.
Contact voltage can be hidden in plain sight in any city. Old frayed wires or wires that are improperly installed touch against metal and electrify it. The problem is only getting worse due to the nation's decaying infrastructure. Luckily, most people who touch the metal don't make good enough contact to get seriously hurt. But if you're barefoot or wet, the hazard can be deadly. It happened to 14-year-old Deanna Green in Baltimore. Her father, Anthony, says the ground was wet when Deanna touched a park fence at softball practice. Nobody knew it, but the fence was charged by frayed lighting wires buried underneath.
So she was right here when it happened.
227 volts killed Deanna instantly. Her mother, Nancy, watched it happen.
Never in 1,000 years would you think that while you were there and while your child was standing in front of you, you would lose her in such a manner. It's devastating.
Our Jacksonville survey found a dozen hazards in public places where kids play and anyone could come into contact.
127 volts on this.
Enough to light a bulb without a socket.
Wow. Now that we know this, we can't just leave the pole like this.
Right. So we'll put some safety cones around it, some safety tape, and then we can alert the utility and they can come take a look at it.
Nobody tracks contact voltage injuries nationwide. There are media reports of 19 deaths in 13 states since the early 90s. In New York City, grad student Jody Lane was electrocuted while walking her dogs in 2004. She stepped on a slush-covered utility box with bad wiring. We checked with the 25 biggest cities and found only a few actively search for contact voltage, including New York, Seattle, San Antonio, and Boston, where our CBS affiliate WBZ also reported on the hazard. Mike Hyland represents power companies for the American Public Power Association. He says problems are rare.
So if there's a situation out there that's unsafe, that could affect the employees or the public, utilities usually immediately take care of it.
Back in Jacksonville, where we began, Jacksonville Electric Authority said after being notified by CBS, they inspected all the poles downtown and repaired 27. They've also decided to begin annual inspections, which would include this metal pole that measured 126 volts within view of the utility's headquarters. Sharyl Attkisson, CBS News, Jacksonville.